Think like a leader, not a worker. Two people can be doing the same job, standing in the same place, using the same tools, living in the same world, but one will rise and one will remain. Why? Because one thinks like a worker and the other thinks like a leader. A worker waits for instructions. A leader creates direction. A worker asks, what should I do? A leader asks, what can be done? A worker focuses on wages. A leader focuses on value. And here's the truth. In life, you don't get paid for time. You get paid for the value you bring. And value comes from leadership. Leadership is not a title. It's not a name on the door. It's not a position in a company. Leadership is a mindset, a way of thinking, a personal philosophy. You can be a leader in your family. You can be a leader in your community. You can be a leader in your own life. Because leadership doesn't start when others follow you. Leadership starts when you decide to lead yourself. Ask yourself, do I wait for opportunities or do I create them? Do I look for someone to guide me or do I become the one who guides? Do I spend my life working on someone else's vision or do I build my own? Write this down. The highest position in life is not the position you're given. It's the position you take in your own mind. When you think like a leader, everything changes. Your decisions change. Your actions change. Your results change. And soon, your life changes. This is not about authority. It's about responsibility. It's about stepping out of the crowd and choosing to lead your own destiny. Because the future does not belong to the hardest worker. It belongs to the strongest thinker. And today, we begin that journey. Most people never understand this truth. You don't rise in life because of what you do with your hands. You rise because of what you do with your mind. Two people can work the same hours, do the same tasks, live in the same city, but one will eventually break free, and the other will stay exactly where they are. Why? Because one operates with a worker mentality, and the other operates with a leader mindset. What is a worker mentality? A worker mentality is about survival. It's about doing what you're told, waiting for instructions, getting the job done, nothing more, nothing less. It says, tell me what to do, and I'll do it. I'm here for the paycheck. As long as I do my hours, I'm okay. But here's the problem. You can never become extraordinary by thinking ordinary. You can never rise to leadership by thinking like a follower. A worker thinks about now. A leader thinks about next. A worker waits for opportunity. A leader creates opportunity. A worker asks, what do I get? A leader asks, what can I build? Leadership is not a promotion. It's not a position. It's not when someone gives you authority. Leadership starts the day you decide to take control of your life. The day you stop waiting, stop blaming, stop relying on others. It begins when you realize no one is coming to rescue you. No one is coming to hand you success. Life will not reward you for working harder. It will reward you for thinking better. Workers focus on effort. Leaders focus on results. Effort is honorable, but effort is not enough. Many people are tired, busy, working long hours, and still broke, frustrated, stuck. Why? Because effort without direction is wasted energy. Leadership gives effort direction. A leader thinks, what's the purpose behind my effort? How can I multiply results, not just hours? The worker mentality keeps you trapped. When you think like a worker, you seek comfort. You avoid risk. You wait for someone else to approve your next step. But a leader lives differently. A leader says, I am responsible for the outcome. If I don't build it, it doesn't get built. If there's no opportunity, I will create one. This mindset is what turns employees into entrepreneurs, followers into visionaries, ordinary people into powerful forces of influence. Leadership is not about bossing others, it's about leading yourself. You don't need employees to be a leader. You don't need a team, a title, or a corner office. You just need a decision. The decision to stop thinking like a victim and start thinking like the creator of your future. Leadership asks more of you. It demands higher standards. It requires you to do what others won't do. Not because you have to, but because you choose to. A leader thinks differently. Worker thinks, I have to do this. Leader thinks, I choose to do this. Worker thinks, I'm waiting for opportunity. Leader thinks, I'm creating opportunity. Worker thinks, I work for money. Leader thinks, I make money work for me. Worker thinks, I hope things improve. Leader thinks, I will improve things. Write this down. You don't earn leadership. You decide it. The moment you decide to think differently, to raise your vision, to accept full responsibility for your direction, that is the moment you separate from the crowd. That's the moment you begin your journey to greatness. Because the future does not belong to the hardest worker. It belongs to the smartest thinker. And here's the good news. You can make this shift today, right now. You don't need permission. You don't need a title. You just need a decision to step into leadership, to think independently, to act with vision, to stop waiting and start leading. Because the greatest promotion in life is the promotion that happens in your own mind. Think like a leader, live like a leader, and soon you will rise like a leader. Leaders think differently. Workers clock in and out. Leaders measure in vision. Workers measure in hours. Leaders create value. Workers chase wages. And this difference is the difference between stagnation and success. A worker says, I'll work 8 hours. I deserve 8 hours of pay. Breeson, nothing wrong with working hard. Nothing wrong with earning a wage. But here's the truth. Time is limited. Value is unlimited. A worker trades hours for dollars. A leader trades ideas, effort, and vision for results. And the returns are exponential. Leaders ask, what problem can I solve? What difference can I make? What can I create that improves life, business, or the world? Wages are the reward for hours. Value is the reward for contribution. Workers focus on paychecks. Leaders focus on impact. The world always rewards those who create more value than they consume, not those who merely show up. A worker works for today. A leader works for tomorrow. Vision is the ability to see beyond the present, to see possibilities before they exist, to imagine solutions before anyone else sees them. Leaders invest in vision. They study. They plan. They innovate. They expand their capabilities. Workers wait for instructions. Leaders anticipate needs. Leaders create demand. Leaders provide solutions that others don't even see yet. Workers often ask, how much am I getting paid? Leaders ask, how much value can I create? Here's the subtle truth. When you focus on wages, you cap your potential. When you focus on value, there is no ceiling. Think about it. A worker says, I need a raise. A leader says, I need to create more value. Who grows faster? Who earns more? Who is remembered? The answer is clear. You cannot recover lost hours. Once a day passes, it's gone forever. But value you create multiplies. It echoes. It compounds. It builds a reputation. It builds opportunity. Think of the entrepreneur, the innovator, the person who changes industries. They don't work for money alone. They create solutions. They create systems. They create something of enduring value, and that value returns to them many times over. Leaders don't count hours. They count results. Leaders ask, what impact did I make today? What doors did I open? What opportunities did I create for myself and others? Workers say, I worked 8 hours. Leaders say, I solved problems. I built opportunities. I moved the needle. The leader's focus is never on how long something took. It's on what it achieved. If you want to think like a leader, stop asking, how much am I paid? Start asking, how much value can I deliver? Stop trading hours for money. Start investing your energy in creating impact. Stop counting minutes. Start multiplying results. Work for a vision, not for a paycheck. Serve value, not just time. Remember this. Leaders create opportunities. Leaders build influence. Leaders shape the future. Workers follow instructions. Workers complete tasks. Workers wait for permission. And this is why leaders get ahead. Not because they work harder, but because they think broader. They focus on what lasts. Shift your focus. Shift your mindset. Shift your life. When you stop trading hours for dollars and start creating value for others. When your work is about vision, impact, and contribution. That is when you begin thinking like a leader. That is when doors open. That is when the world takes notice. Because the world always rewards those who create more value than they consume. Leadership is often misunderstood. Many think it begins when others follow you, when they obey your instructions, when they recognize your title. But true leadership starts before anyone else notices. It starts with you. Before you can lead a team, a company, or even a family, you must lead yourself. Ask yourself, do you control your thoughts, your emotions, your habits, your time? Because if you cannot lead yourself, you cannot lead others. Personal leadership begins with self-discipline. It is the ability to do what must be done, even when you don't feel like it. Workers wait for motivation. Leaders create it from within. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. You rise by making choices. Choices that align with your vision. Choices that push you forward, even when it's uncomfortable. Leaders never blame others. Never wait for permission. They never let circumstances dictate their direction. A leader says, I am responsible for the results I create. If I fail, I learn. If I succeed, I lead. Workers often say, it's not my fault. I had no choice. The moment you embrace responsibility, you take control of your destiny. You stop being a follower of circumstance and start being the architect of your life. Leaders know themselves, their strengths, their weaknesses, their values, their goals. Self-awareness allows leaders to make better decisions, to understand how they respond under pressure, to recognize patterns that help or hurt their growth. Workers often drift. Leaders navigate with clarity. Know thyself, lead thyself, then lead others. Personal leadership is also about consistency, doing the right things, even when no one is watching. A leader does not depend on applause. They do not chase recognition. They do what aligns with their principles. Consistency creates trust. Trust creates influence. Influence creates leadership. Leaders respect their time. They understand that every moment is an opportunity. Every hour carries value. Workers are often reactive. Leaders are proactive. Time is your most valuable asset. Lead it wisely, or it will lead you. Control your day. Control your schedule. Control your priorities before you try to control anyone else. The paradox of leadership is this. You cannot force people to follow. You can only inspire them to follow. And inspiration begins with example. When you lead yourself well, others naturally take notice. They see your integrity, your discipline, your vision, your courage. They follow because they respect what they see, not because they fear what they don't. Before you can lead others, you must master yourself. Your habits, mindset, and choices set the standard. You cannot expect others to rise higher than the level of your personal leadership. This is why some leaders struggle. They lead teams without first leading themselves. They chase titles. They chase followers. They forget the foundation. And the result? Confusion, chaos, missed opportunity. Your action steps. 1. Take daily ownership of your life. 2. Develop self-discipline in small tasks. 3. Reflect on your decisions and patterns. 4. Protect and invest your time wisely. 5. Lead yourself with integrity before expecting to lead anyone else. Personal leadership is not glamorous. It's quiet. It's deliberate. It's internal. But it is the only path to lasting influence and meaningful success. When you lead yourself, your thoughts, your habits, your actions, you are no longer a follower of circumstance. You are the master of your future. And that is the first true step to thinking like a leader. Leadership is about choices. Workers react. Leaders decide. The difference is subtle. Yet it is the difference between stagnation and greatness. A worker waits for instructions. They respond to circumstances. They let others set the pace. A leader decides before circumstances arrive. They shape outcomes. They act with intention. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your decisions. Every leader understands this. Every great achievement starts with a decision. Life presents options every day. Small choices, big choices. Workers often avoid making decisions. They fear failure. They fear responsibility. Leaders embrace decision-making, even when the risk is high, even when the outcome is uncertain. Why? Because leaders know indecision is the enemy of progress. A leader thinks differently. They think long-term, not just today. They evaluate the impact, not just the convenience. They balance risks and rewards with clarity. They consider principles over popularity. Workers often think, what's easiest? What's safe? What won't get me in trouble? Leaders think, what will move me closer to my vision? What's the right choice, even if it's hard? What will create value and progress? Decision is useless without action. A leader decides and then moves. Workers may talk. Leaders do. Leaders are not people who talk about what should be done. They are people who do what must be done. Action validates decision. Action creates momentum. Action produces results. Without action, decisions remain dreams. Without decisions, action remains random. Leaders accept the consequences of their decisions, even mistakes, even failures. Workers often blame. They deflect responsibility. They point fingers. A leader owns the outcome, whether it's success or failure. This is the power of true leadership. Every decision teaches. Every choice shapes character. Every action defines destiny. Life will test your decisions. Stress will rise. Obstacles will appear. Workers panic. Leaders respond. A leader does not let emotion cloud judgment. They pause, assess, decide, act. They understand. The world respects decisiveness more than perfection. Even a slightly imperfect decision acted upon is worth more than a perfect decision delayed. Developing decision-making power. 1. Clarify your principles. Decisions are easier when your values are clear. 2. Think long-term. Ask yourself, will this matter in 1 year, 5 years? 3. Act immediately. Don't let fear freeze you. 4. Learn from every outcome. Success and failure are both teachers. 5. Own your decisions. Don't blame, don't excuse, just lead. Leaders are remembered not for how much they planned, but for how decisively they acted. Your life is shaped by the choices you make. The sooner you decide, the faster you move forward. Workers wait for permission. Leaders grant it to themselves. Decision-making power is the mark of a true leader. It separates those who achieve from those who watch. Start thinking like a leader today. Decide with courage. Act with clarity. Respond with wisdom. Because life rewards the decisive. It honors those who take responsibility, and it follows those who lead themselves first. Leadership is not a title. It is not a position. It is a choice. The choice to take control, to step up, to create your life rather than be swept along by it. The leader of your life is you. Most people live life on autopilot. Wake up, work, sleep, repeat. They react to circumstances. They follow the crowd. A true leader realizes, if I don't lead my life, someone else will. This is the moment where everything changes, where you stop being a passenger and step into the driver's seat. A leader knows where they are going. They have a vision, a clear, defined picture of what life can be. Without vision, you drift. Without vision, you react. Without vision, you allow others to dictate your path. Leadership begins with clarity. Ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like? What kind of person do I want to become? Write it down. See it. Believe it. Lead toward it. Vision alone is not enough. Action without direction is wasted effort. A leader disciplines themselves. They do what must be done, even when motivation fades, even when it's inconvenient. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. It is the secret that separates those who talk about their life from those who actually live it. Every choice matters. Every decision shapes your future. Workers avoid decisions. Leaders embrace them. Choose how to spend your time. Choose who to associate with. Choose your habits. Choose to learn. Choose to act on your vision. Leadership is exercised one decision at a time. Small, consistent choices compound. They build momentum. They create a life worth leading. Leaders own their results. They do not blame circumstances. They do not blame people. The day you take full responsibility for your life is the day your leadership begins. Responsibility is freedom, because once you stop blaming, you stop being a victim. You stop reacting. You start creating. Lead yourself before others. Before you can influence anyone else, you must first lead yourself. Control your habits. Control your mind. Control your actions. Personal leadership inspires others naturally. Your discipline, your clarity, your courage, they become a magnet. People follow those who lead themselves. They follow those who set an example. They follow those who act with integrity. The leader's mindset, think bigger. A worker asks, how much can I earn? A leader asks, how much value can I create? A worker seeks comfort. A leader seeks growth. A worker waits for instructions. A leader takes initiative. Your mindset determines your results. Lead your mind. Lead your vision. Lead your actions. Leadership is not occasional. It is consistent. Small, daily actions add up. They shape character. They shape opportunity. They shape destiny. Success is predictable, not because of luck, but because of disciplined action. Every choice, every habit, every decision is a vote for the life you want. Becoming the leader of your life is a journey. It is not a quick fix. It is not a title you are given. It is a series of choices, a pattern of discipline, a commitment to vision, a refusal to be ordinary. When you lead yourself, you lead your opportunities. You lead your influence. You lead your future, and the world will follow. Remember this. You are either the leader of your life or a follower of someone else's plan. Choose wisely. Lead boldly. Lead yourself. Act with courage. Decide with clarity. And watch your life rise to levels you never thought possible. And there you have it. The journey from worker to leader. It starts with a shift in thinking, a vision that guides your actions, a commitment to lead yourself first. Leaders take responsibility. They make decisions. They create value. They inspire. Workers follow instructions. Leaders create the instructions. Workers wait for opportunities. Leaders build them. Remember this truth. You are either the leader of your life or a follower of someone else's plan. Choose wisely. Lead yourself. Act with clarity. Decide with courage. Build habits that elevate you. And one day, the world will follow. Not because you demanded it, but because you earned it. Think like a leader. Lead like a leader. Live like a leader. And your life will never be the same again.